Exodus 7. So Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, that is the Lord, said to Moses, See, I have made you as God to Pharaoh, or put you in the place of God to Pharaoh. And Aaron your brother shall be your prophet. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother shall tell Pharaoh to send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. Verse 4. But Pharaoh will not heed you, so that I may lay my hand on Egypt, and bring my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh when I stretch out my hand on Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. Then Moses and Aaron did so, just as the Lord commanded them, so they did. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old when they spoke to Pharaoh. So now we know that Aaron is Moses' older brother, and he was born 3 years before Moses. So we're not sure when that law was put in place to kill all the male children, but when Moses was born, that law was in effect, but maybe not when Aaron was born. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, When Pharaoh speaks to you, saying, Show a miracle for yourselves, then you shall say to Aaron, Take your rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and let it become a serpent. So Moses and Aaron went into Pharaoh, and they did so, just as the Lord commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. But Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. So the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For every man threw down his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And Pharaoh's heart grew hard, and he did not heed them as the Lord had said. So here the first great sign of a rod turning to a serpent, the Egyptian magicians and sorcerers could do. Verse 14. So the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hard. He refuses to let my people go, or let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning, when he goes out to the water, and you shall stand by the river's bank to meet him, and the rod which was turned to a serpent you shall take in your hand. And you shall say to him, The Lord, Yahweh, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh of the Hebrews, has sent me to you, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. But indeed, until now you would not hear. Thus says Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, By this you shall know that I am Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. Behold, I will strike the waters which are in the rivers with the rod that is in my hand, and you shall turn, and they shall turn, or be turned, to blood. And the fish that are in the river shall die, the river shall stink, and the Egyptians will loathe to drink the water of the river. Then Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh spoke to Moses, Say to Aaron, Take your rod and stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt, over their streams, over their rivers, over their ponds, and over all their pools of water, that they may become blood. And there shall be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in the buckets of wood and pitchers of stone. And Moses and Aaron did so, just as Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh commanded. So he lifted up the rod and struck the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. The fish that were in the river died. The river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink the water of the river. So there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. Then the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart grew hard, and he did not heed them, as Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh had said. So now the sorcerers and the magicians of Egypt could also turn water to blood. Second great sign. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house. Neither was his heart moved by this. So all the Egyptians dug all around the river for water to drink, because they could not drink the waters of the river. And 7 days passed after the Lord had struck the river.